Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are tuning in from. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Kiki, and this is Coaching Over Cacao, or whatever your favorite beverage is, warm or iced. It is back up in the 90s today, so added a couple extra ice cubes to my bevy. Um, hot drinks in the heat of summer, not my favorite. So, posting quantity versus quality. This is a question I get asked all the time from clients, new and old. There is no magic number, right? And it's going to be different for everyone. But here is my short and sweet. Give yourself 30 days and go hard with the quantity. And the reason is you want to get as much information from the insights and the data, whatever your platform is, as possible in the shortest amount of time. Then you can go back to those specific posts and kind of do a deep dive. Put on your scientist lab coat and see, what was it about those posts? Was it the topic? Was it your hook? What made those posts so successful? So then you can use those as your models and your templates to create more content, but higher quality and less quantity. So when I first started in sales, I was in a staffing firm. I was I worked retail, I had a paper route, but when I had the whole, like, smile and dial, what I consider, like, the aggressive sell, 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 my boss wanted us to make between 50 and 100 calls. It hurts me a little bit just to talk about it, but never made the 100. I did make 50 once or twice, because 50 calls in a day is a lot. Um, but I did it. And I did it with a different intention than I think my boss wanted. They just were like, "Volume, volume, volume." And I was like, "Okay," but out of every 50 calls, I was maybe talking to 10 people. I was getting hung up on a lot, and I'd maybe set up meetings with 2. So 50 calls for 2 meetings, whether in person or Zoom, and that math just didn't feel good. So I went into it with the intention of figuring out what worked. Like, I was more of like the investigative reporter. Was it things I said, so that I could work on my script? Was it who I was talking to? So I found out I was starting too low. Like, I was constantly getting the receptionist, or worse, I was getting the gatekeeper, the executive assistant, and I couldn't actually talk to the person I wanted to talk to, who was the decision maker. So I finally whittled that down to 20, 25 calls a day, and then even layered in follow-ups and emails and value. But all that to say, the quantity at the beginning for those first 30, 60, 90 days gave me the framework to improve and constantly tweak and make it better. So I was making less and less calls, higher quality, and talking to the right people. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's what we all want, right? We want our message in front of our people, right? Our soul aligned clients, the ones that value us, that want to work with us, that want to work on themselves and have raised their hand and they're like, yeah, I have this struggle and I don't want to struggle with it anymore and I need outside help. So you can help them, right? We each have a group of people that we can assist, right? They have a specific challenge, problem, they're suffering through something. And some of them are very problem aware and they know what's wrong and are still struggling to do it on their own. And then there's a group that has no idea that they have a problem or what that problem is. They know something feels off, but they don't know what exactly is off. So this is something to think about when you look at what you're talking about, right? We all have our passions, we all have our people and our problems, right? That transformation. So I would encourage, let's move away from the deliverables, right? The Reiki session, the sound bath, the 1 hour experience, and let's talk about who they were before they worked with you and who they want to be on the other side of working with you. And you can do that by thinking about yourself, right? I feel like we all got into this and we were our first client, right? We went through on this self-healing journey. Something drew us into the work that we now do. So think about, why did I create this business? Why am I so passionate about helping this group of people? Where are they? Where do they want to be? And how can I get them there? Because you're the bridge, but they don't know they need to cross that bridge. So you have to give them very specific directions on how to find you. And the quantity in the beginning, especially on social media, is going to be pivotal, as you want to be the most excited about your services, your offerings, your transformation. If you're not excited, they're not going to feel excited. And we all want to hope, right? We all want to believe that there's something better on the other side, that we can get out of this. And you can provide that hope to people. So I would encourage you, July is right around the corner, right? Make a commitment to yourself. For the next 30 days, you're going to go quantity over quality. And you're going to let your hair down and you're going to have fun. And if something drops in, you're going to post about it. You're going to talk about it. Pick one platform. Like, don't go crazy and try to spread yourself too thin. Pick one platform. Next 30 days, make a list of the topics and the things that you want to talk on, and set up a plan and post and post and post. It can be once a day, it can be 3 times a day. We're all at different places with our current posting strategy. So if you're already posting once a day, maybe jump it to 2 or 3 times, right? If you're only posting static posts or carousels, throw in some reels, throw in some videos. If you're using Facebook and Instagram, really utilize the stories, right? Use the stickers, use the music, use the polls, use things you haven't used before and mix it up, right? It's like the sprinkles and the cherry on top. Like, make it fun, draw your people in. They can't find you if you're not loud and proud. And you want that consistency. We're also retraining the algorithm based on our activity. So if we're showing up more frequently, the algorithm's like, oh, this person's pumping out content, and it's going to start to show it more regularly to new eyes and new audiences, which is that magnetism that we all want and need. So then, end of July, go in to your insights. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram, you can hop into Meta Business Suite. It's free. It's something that gathers the data for you. It can tell you so much. It can be overwhelming. So you want to look at engagement and reach. So which posts did the platform push out the most, right? Was it 2,000, 10,000, 100,000? Look at that. And then don't be afraid to repost, right? We are in the age of instant, and our attention spans are like that of a gnat. So if it's been 2 weeks, post again. If it's been 30 days, post again. And you can post the exact same thing and change the copy or change the hook, right? If you had a static post, like just the single graphic, maybe you turn that into a carousel, or maybe you turn that into a reel. So you can use the quality of the post that did really well in different mediums. So it's less work for you. Always want to hit the easy button whenever possible. And more content for your viewers, for your soul line clients, and just to get out into the social media land, right? And then look at engagement. And when you look at engagement, we want to be detached. We don't want to tell a story, right? We don't want to add emotions. We want to look at it from that scientific view. Oh, with curiosity and wonder. And oh, that's interesting, right? We want to avoid things like, oh, that sucks, or that's terrible, or nobody's engaging with my content. That might be true, but here's something else to think about. I have a ton of people that don't engage with my content on my profile and that don't engage in the group, but that have booked sessions with me, and they've never liked, commented, or engaged with anything I've posted. And that is also true for many of my clients. So that's why I say focus on reach first and engagement second. The other thing to keep in mind with engagement, what is your call to action? Okay. Call to action is the very last step that you ask people to do in your post, in your video, like, comment, subscribe, save, share, drop an emoji. Hey, drop a unicorn if you agree. Drop a tree if you want more information. DM me the word happy, right? So many different ways that you can ask people to engage with your post. So that is something you're going to need to start to train your audience to do. And that comes with quantity and consistency. So as you're upping your quantity for the next 30 days, right, we're going to make a commitment. I'm going to post more. I'm going to shine so my people can find me. We're going to add those calls to action. And calls to action don't have to always deal with a sale, right? It's just an interaction. So think of social media like your personal coffee shop, right? Here on Instagram, it's like your digital coffee shop. So you wave to someone, you want them to wave back. But if you don't wave, you can't expect them to always take that first step, right? So you're having a conversation. We want it to be two-way. We want them to interact. So do you have fun content? Is it always facts? Is it always feelings? Do you have something fun? Are you sharing memes? Do you like music? Are you talking about the books you read? Are you sharing all of you, right? Not just here's the business side. This is how I can help you. People like to be entertained, and they're drawn to authenticity and vulnerability in the age of AI, which I love for artwork. But when it comes to ChatGPT and things writing your copy, they want your voice. And believe it or not, they want your mistakes. They want your typos. They laugh. Old me used to cringe if I found a typo, and I have typos in my emails and in my copy. Can't lose sleep over it, right? I'm not here to fix my spelling errors. I'm here to help people and to help you be seen and heard by your soul line clients, right? We're all raising the vibe of the collective in our own unique way that only we can do. So there might be 10 of us that all provide Reiki services. However, each one of us serves a very specific population. And then we utilize Reiki as a tool to help them with a specific problem. One of us might use it to help mom sleep better. Another might help it to ease the pain and the guilt and the shame of recovering alcoholics. Another might help those that are going through and processing grief, right? We all have our mission. We all have our real life story. So start there. Start sharing little chapters of your story, your hero's journey, your heroine's journey. How did you get here? And you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning, but short little snippets. Like, my spiritual awakening started when my best friend passed of lung cancer out of the blue in 2020. She is now part of my spirit team. She shows up quite often. And I was also reintroduced to my grandmother as spirit. And I hadn't even thought of talking to her, asking for advice, and we were very close. And Reiki and sound healing brought these things into my life and showed me this path of energy healing and how I can help others with my gifts. Right? As an example, short and sweet, that's not the depth of my story. There are a lot of chapters between then and now, right? And then some folks have gotten in their head a little bit about certifications, years of experience. Am I enough? Do I know enough? So I would say there's always someone behind you. And as long as you're striving to learn and add to yourself and expand your consciousness, think of it as you're working on your PhD, and maybe they just got out of high school. Maybe they just got their associates, or they're working on their bachelor's. You can still help them. You can still mentor them, right? It doesn't have to be, I need 5 years of experience. It's so easy for us to say, I need more, I need more, I need more, because we're constantly putting off the date of us helping people. So it's time for us to step into that leadership role, use our voices, share our story, get it out there. And the other reason quantity is so important is it builds that confidence muscle, right? It builds how you're posting. It gets you familiar with the platform you're using. It gets you used to writing in your voice. Like, oh, I have to find my voice. How do you find your voice? You talk, you write, you put these things together, you record yourself and listen back to it. Yes, it can be a little unsettling in the beginning. I'm not going to lie, but that's where the growth happens. And yes, it's outside of your comfort zone. But what we want, what we were meant to do, is going to always be outside of that comfort zone. And then we get comfy again, and then we make another leap. So let me know in the comments what you're going to do over the next 30 days. What is one thing that you are taking away from this chat that you're going to implement, not for me, and not even for your clients or your future clients? What's one thing you're going to do differently in the next 30 days for you? When it's written, it's real. Journal on it, put it in the comments. I want to celebrate you, want to cheer you on. I am super excited to see all of your amazing content. And for the month of July, Coaching Over Cacao is going to take a summer break. So definitely check out the guide section. There are a ton of videos from when this group started over a year ago. So I will highlight some of the most popular ones. And then please feel free to let me know what topics you want me to cover. Any questions you have, I will be coming back in August with more Coaching Over Cacao. I am going to be relaunching my storytelling magic program, Master the Art of Selling on Socials, where I break down marketing and sales in a super fun, easy to use way and through a spiritual lens. So we talk about mindset, we talk about energy, we go on and create your strategy, and we have fun together in a group container. And this is your opportunity to work on your business, not just in your business. And I'm very excited about that. During my break in July, I will be behind the scenes creating some new things, one of which is digitally recording the Celtic Reiki program. I have had many requests for lifetime access and videos, so I will be working on that. And it will be a hybrid course. I do want a Zoom. I would love an opportunity to meet everyone in person, answer Q&A live, have our energy share, and most importantly, the attunement ceremony. So that has been dropped down. I've been meditating, talking to higher self. So that is coming in August. And also going to be soon offering an Akashic record healing certification. So lots of magic, lots of things happening behind the scenes. I am so honored and blessed you all are here. I am grateful for you. I see you. I support you. I love you. And until next time, embrace your magic.